And the Creed changes I've said this. It's like I'm fairly confident that this is like one of like the top 5 worst changes they've ever added to the game. Why on God's earth are they adding CC to the game? Imagine literally remaking an entire game with the main premise of removing CC, and then every patch you adding more CC back. They're adding more and more and more and more, and the game now has just as much CC as Overwatch 1. When is the new season? It's soon, right? It's a very bad one. It's the Cassidy changes. The fact that... Because I don't know how long the sticky lasts. It's like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, right? The fact that you can't do anything makes a hero like Doomfist against Cassidy unplayable. Because they... Oh, I actually don't know the specifics, but... Basically, I'm pretty sure that they've changed how easy it is to land a grenade. Like, it has more range and goes faster and stuff as well. So, I mean, basically now, you don't need to have anywhere close to a semblance of skill or aim to land a sticky on a Doomfist, and then it basically is a one-shot. So, it's cooked. The hero's dead. The only saving grace is you're just going to have to use your block. But block's so piss anyway, it doesn't really matter. Like Stephen A. And you're right, I would rather have Flashbang back at this point in the state it was in after they nerfed the duration. I'd like much rather have Flashback than whatever this monstrosity is now. Like, again, I thought this patch, to be honest, Cassidy was like relatively fine. I actually don't think he was that OP. When they nerfed his HP back down to 200, I thought he was pretty reasonable. And then they just decided to buff him like an insane amount. Because not only is it like against tanks, it's like highly mobile heroes and tanks, it's way better obviously. But even against squishies, it's like it slows you now. So against Tracer, you hit that shit, she can't blink, she's dead. Genji, he's dead. It's just wild.
Inside the room.
Now my concept of 1 HP and yours are very different.
I'm not face me.
Just leave the tanks affected by it. Probably, yeah. But actually, no, I don't think so because it doesn't debuff. It doesn't CC you. It applies something to you that's not CC, but then CCs you. If that makes sense. Like the sticky, when you're sticky, you can't do an action. I don't think it's going to be last on time. Maybe it will be, but you know, that's going to be okay to make it for non-existent weakness. Yeah, agreed. Like seriously, like it feels like almost every single patch there's a change to Cassidy. A buffer or no. Every patch. We have sex tonight? Probably not. Why? Because your mum's not here tonight. No Widow, no Hanzo, no Sombra, no Zed. Equals easy fucking win. I just pounded them, but nothing dies. I killed the Bastion, right? So it's like fine. Like, they have no damage now.
This is your warning. Meteor strike. Seismic slam.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a good snowball off here. Actually damaged up, what an idiot. Fish in a rice cake. Doom ult is literally the kill element.
Meteor strike. Winners stay on the table.
So Mio wants to do a Mindplex now. Ow!
The payload is advancing. Meteor strike. Rocket.
Chipsa scene. What's your fun opinion on the casting in Age? I think it's one of the stupidest changes they've ever done. I hate it, 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 I hate it. It's gonna be so frustrating to play against, it's ridiculous. Again, I think specifically against Tracer and Doomfist, it's like actually just going to make the heroes unplayable against their Cassidy.
Ready for a knockout?
I beg that they don't make it live, but it's going live. If they announce it in a blog post to the public, it's going live. When I saw it on the patch notes, I was like, okay, surely this change doesn't go through. Surely the devs aren't this incompetent that they actually put something like this in the game. But they will. And they won't fix it for a long last time. And it's not because it's strong that it's good, it's because it's absurdly frustrating to play against. Devs quick feedback. Yeah, but the thing is, guys, is that the devs get the feedback, but did they do anything about it? Like, no. I'm trying to think the last time there's been like an actual change that like pros and streamers have recommended for the devs that they've actually done. I'm sure they've done it, but I just can't remember the last time.
Wait for it. Seismic slam. Meteor strike.
See, I mean, I don't agree with like the whole like only tanks can CC. Like, yeah, I agree that tanks should be the role to have the most CC. Like, I totally agree with that. I think what the problem is that like, and actually I learned this from League of Legends. Like having champions or heroes that have like long CCs isn't that problematic. What's frustrating is when you get CC chain. And specifically, the hero I think about that is Orisa. Orisa and Sombra are probably the two biggest examples of just getting CC chain. Like, getting, like, speared into spun on, into fucking speared, into spin, spear, is just so fucking annoying. But I don't know, like, I'm a firm believer. I've always believed that Cassidy's flashbang was never the issue with the hero. Like when I say not the issue, like it wasn't like the idea of the flashbang wasn't the problem. It was simply too easy to land. If they nerfed the hitbox by a little bit, so it wasn't just astronomically large, it wouldn't be such a problem. Less shields to CC are more prevalent and available. The game's just, I don't know, it has so many problems. Like, this is This is always the problem I have with the patch notes, is like, the patch notes, like, these patch notes are good. JQ nerfs, fine. Widow nerfs, like, totally good. Like, Hamza nerfs, also good. Life Weaver buffs, fine. And then they always just add one change in every patch that just makes you scratch your head and say, like, what the f*** are they smoking? And that this patch is the Cassidy change. What were they f***ing smoking when they thought about adding that change to the game? An already disgustingly frustrating ability to play against just was made 10 times more frustrating. She's not the same as OW1 Tracer. She's very similar. But Tracer is a hero that is like very, very well designed. It doesn't really need changes. Like every part of her kit, the only part of her kit that feels, quote, in my opinion, feels unfair is her ult. But her, like, because you get stuck by it, it's kind of no counterplay to it, right? But I'm fine with it because it's an ult and it's hard to land. We're gonna change her a bit hog ass because not trying to try the game for a bit. I don't know. It really depends. Like, I really like the changes because I've always said the problem with Widow is that on the map she's too strong on. She's way too strong on, and she doesn't really have any tangible counters. Whereas now it doesn't change the counters to her really as much as it changes the fact that she just can't snipe you from Uganda. Same way she could before, right? Because the issue with Widow is that a smart Widow player can sit at the back of the map, way outside of dive range, and just pick you apart. And as long as your team didn't like int on the front line, there was no way to stop her outside of mirroring her. But now, if you're outside of dive range, you're probably not in effective kill range. So it's actually like much better. Yeah, you're right. Widow is just a hero that just like, I don't know, when you play against like the top level players, like the top Korean players, and they play against them on Widow, like you just actually just feel so worthless. It's so hard. It's so hard to play the game when every time you pick a corner, you insta-die. Okay. Oh, it's time to get on V Rising.
My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. My team is so scared. My team is AFK. It's just bullshit. Hey, friends. We're all friends here. Hey, friends.